Hey guys, I wanted to go into how to set your tiles in Pai Gow. You know, when the deal comes, you get 4 tiles. And you're going to be playing against the dealer. I'll leave the bets off for sake of simplicity here. And it's like the dealer will be banking. So when you're playing against the dealer, let's just use this guy as an example. Now this is where you take into account pairs in the game, and then also like the other tiles, that the individual tiles that can be used to make a hand a way that you want. For any hand in Pai Gow, there are 3 ways that you can set it. Right? You could either do it, you could do them this way, or you could do them this way, or this way. There are 3 ways that you could set any hand. A lot of times people want to go for balance. Like instead of having one really high and one really low hand, they want to kind of have something that's kind of in the middle, unless it can be avoided. In the case here, see, to set it this way, you've got a 4, and then you've got a 10, which adds up to 14. We get rid of the first digit, so this is a 4. This hand here is a 2, and then this is a 4, right? This is a 12, and then 4, and then that makes 16. So this makes a 6. So right now you'd have a hand 4, 6 if you were to set it this way. This tile here makes this 6 the highest possible 6 you can make out of any of the hands. This here, this is a pretty strong 4. So that makes a pretty good 4 to play. But as it turns out here, we actually have a pair. We have a pair, so this is the only way to play this particular hand. You have a pair, and then you have a 2, and you have the strongest possible because you have this 12 domino here. In the case with this hand, you have 3 ways to set it. Like I said, this is a 4 because this can be played as a 3 or a 6. Right, so it'd be better to play it as a 6 because otherwise this would be a 1. All right, so it's the 4, because you have it's the 6 plus the 8, which is 14. That becomes a 4. Then here you have a 9 and a 10. This makes 19, and just makes it a 9, which 9s are not bad. Right, so like that's the way you could play like that with a 4 and then a 9. But a lot of times people want to kind of make things a little more balanced. Since this can be a 3 or a 6, if this goes over here. This goes over here. Instead, we have a hand that's a 6, because you have this, the 6 and then the 10. And then you have an 8 and a 9, so that this is a 6 and a 7. A hand here. We have, we have one of these combinations that I was talking about where you can make a gong, where you have the 2 or a 12 and then an 8, right, which is better than a 9, but not as good as a pair. Right, and then you have your other hand. A lot of times people will play it this way just because it's just the easiest way to go. So this would be 3, and then that's a gong. So you probably won't win, but you probably won't lose either. Here, we mentioned that we had a couple of non-identical pairs. This is one of them, the 5 and the 5. So then here you have a 13, which goes down to a 3, and then you have a pair, right? Which would all go against the dealer, who would play his hand the way that he has to play it. And as it turns out, it doesn't have a whole lot going on. He's got a 5 and a 6, because he's got a 4 and an 11, and then the 6 and the 10. So in the case here, this player here would win. This player here would push, because he's only have a 2 on the bottom, and he's got a pair up top. This would be a push as well, because it would be a 3, and then the gong, and then this would be a push as well, because he has a pair, and then 3. And that is how to set your tiles in Pai Gow.